Foreign exchange markets. This we have already discussed. Foreign exchange market is a global market, okay, which will help to buy and sell the exchange between the two currencies, the two countries' currency. So this is the foreign exchange market, and we know that foreign exchange is required for various purposes, trade, etc. Exporters, importers require foreign exchange. So, characteristic features of foreign exchange market, participants of foreign exchange markets also we have discussed. Okay. Now, let us understand foreign exchange management in India. Okay. So, who regulates the foreign exchange market in India? So, in India, foreign exchange regulatory authority in India is the Reserve Bank of India. Okay. So, India foreign exchange market is regulated by Reserve Bank of India, and to regulate foreign exchange markets in India, in 1973, one act was passed which is known as Foreign Exchange Regulation Act, FERA 1973. Note this point. FERA means Foreign Exchange Regulation Act 1973. So FERA means, it can come in exam. FERA stands for Foreign Exchange Regulation Act, and it was enacted in year 1973. Okay. But what happened? FERA was a very strict law. Okay, it was enacted in 1973, which was causing various difficulties for smooth functioning of foreign trade in India, etc. So that's why in 1998, this act was repealed by government. So initially, FERA, Foreign Exchange Regulation. If you will see, the word is regulation here. Okay. So this act was basically passed for what purpose? Regulating the foreign exchange in India. But this act was very strict. Okay, that's why government repealed this act in 1998, and new act was enacted in year 1999. That was known as Foreign Exchange Management Act. See, if you will observe the difference, earlier it was called regulation. That is, a strict regulation was imposed on foreign exchange, which is not desirable actually. For a free flow economy, there should not be much regulation. Otherwise, international trade will be impacted. That's why government replaced this regulation with management word. Okay, so now the act which is present in India for foreign exchange is a Foreign Exchange Management Act. Okay, so but in examination question can come, what is FERA? It is Foreign Exchange Regulation Act. But now act which is currently implementation is FEMA, Foreign Exchange Management Act. It came in year 1999. So these two things we have to understand. And both this FEMA, that is Foreign Exchange Market in India, is regulated by the Reserve Bank of India. Okay. So in 1973, to regulate foreign exchange market, Foreign Exchange Regulation Act was passed, but it was replaced in 1998 by Government of India, and it was replaced by which act? Foreign Exchange Management Act in 1999. Okay. Why it was replaced? FERA was a very strict law. Just now we have understood. No? Various authorizations, etc., were required, which was not desirable for the free functioning of an economy. Foreign Exchange Regulation Act FERA was legislation passed in India in 1973, imposed strict regulations on certain kind of payments dealings in foreign exchange and securities and transaction, which had an indirect impact on foreign exchange and import export of currency. So this had an impact because it had a very strict regulation, and from the wordings also you can understand regulating means in doing something strict, regulation. So this act was for regulating the foreign exchange in 1973. So to overcome these difficulty, Government of India repealed that act, means cancelled that act. You can say repealing means making that act ineffective, and new act was implemented, enacted, you can say, in 1999, which is known as Foreign Exchange Management Act, which is still present in India for regulating the foreign exchange market. Okay. So Foreign Exchange Management Act purpose is what? Objective. Every act will have some objective for what purpose that act is coming. Okay. So always understand, if government is passing some act or enacting some act through parliament, it will have some objective. Okay, without objective, there will be no act. And that objective of that act will be given in that beginning paragraph of the act only. If you will download the DARE Act from internet, you will get the first, there will be heading, title, short title, commencement from when it is commencing, and after that you will find the objective of that. Why that act was passed in India? For solving what problem or to overcome what difficulty that act was passed in India. Okay. So every act will have an objective which will be given in the first lines only, paragraphs only of an every act. What is the purpose of that act? Okay. So what is the purpose of Foreign Exchange Management Act? To consolidate and amend the law relating to foreign exchange. The purpose of Foreign Exchange Management Act was to consolidate and amend. The amend means change. Already there was one act, Foreign Exchange Regulation Act was there from 1973. So in 1999, government wanted to change that act. So their objective was to consolidate and amend the already prevailing law relating to what purpose? Foreign exchange. See, objective, what was the objective? Facilitating the external trade and payments. See, because you know that in 1991, India was liberalized. No? LPG was liberalized in privatization and globalization. So when we say globalization, there should be free flow of foreign exchange. Otherwise, the trade, etc., will not take place. No? So for facilitating external trade and payments and promoting the orderly development and maintenance of foreign exchange market in India. So this was the purpose of foreign exchange management. Understood? So every act will have a purpose, objective, why it is implemented or enacted, to solve which problem, okay, or to overcome which difficulty that act is in enacted. That objective is very important. Okay. So the purpose of Foreign Exchange Management Act was to promote development and maintenance of foreign exchange market in India and to promote external trade, facilitate external trade and payments. Let us understand briefly about FERA 1973. This act is not at present because it was replaced by FEMA 1999. So more relevant is FEMA 1999. But then also we will have a brief understanding of FERA 1973. Foreign Exchange Regulation Act, shortly called as FERA, was introduced in 1973. Okay, it was passed by Indian Parliament and came into force from January 1st, 1974. So we all know that all act in India should be passed by Parliament of India. Okay. Once it is passed by the both houses, then only it will become an act. Okay, FARA was introduced at the time when foreign exchange reserves of the country were low. Forex being a scarce commodity. See, why in 1973 government enacted this regulation on foreign exchange? Because at that time India was having a very low foreign exchange reserves. Okay, and foreign exchange was a scarce commodity. So just now we understand, no, every act will have some objective or purpose. That's why in 1973 government enacted this very strict act, because at that time India was having a very low foreign currency reserves, and we know that foreign reserves is very important for country. Okay. So since foreign exchange reserve was very low and foreign exchange being a scarce commodity, so to what you say, to protect that reserves, foreign exchange reserves, government implemented the enacted, you can say, the strict regulation, that is FARA, Foreign Exchange Regulation Act, you can say. Okay, we just now seen that every act will have some objective. So that time the objective was to protect the foreign exchange reserves because it was very low. Okay. So FARA therefore proceeded on the presumption that all foreign exchange earned by Indian resident rightfully belonged to government of India and had to be collected and surrendered to RBI. See, this was a very strict provision. So if any resident earns foreign exchange, he should surrender it to the RBI, that is government. Because at that time foreign exchange was very low in India. Foreign exchange reserve was very low. FARA primarily prohibited all transactions not permitted by RBI. So in under FARA, there were various restrictions for the objective of FARA was to regulate certain payment. This all is the what the main act dealing with, that is regulating payment, dealing in foreign exchange. All these things were very restricted. But what was the main objective? It aimed at conserving the foreign exchange. This was the main purpose of that, for conserving the foreign exchange and its optimum utilization, that is proper utilization and development of economy. So at that time, foreign exchange was reserved. That's why government enacted this regulatory act. Okay, because its main aim at that time of the government was conserving the foreign exchange and optimum utilization, proper utilization of foreign exchange for development of the economy. The main purpose of FARA was to safeguard and discourage mishandling of foreign exchange. See, okay, because at that time foreign exchange reserve was very low. So main purpose of government was to safeguard and discourage the mishandling of foreign exchange. So these are some of the provisions of FARA, that is Foreign Exchange Regulation Act. But that act was scrapped by government or repealed by government in year 1998, and new act was enacted or replaced in its place, that is known as Foreign Exchange Management Act. The Act for Foreign Exchange in India at present is Foreign Exchange Management Act. Okay. It was enacted in 1998. It is still present in India. Okay. So we have seen the purpose of that. What was the purpose? To facilitate the external trade and payments and promoting the orderly development and maintenance of foreign exchange market in India. This was the main objective of that. It was passed in 1999 by Government of India, which act was replaced by FEMA. That you should remember. FEMA replaced the Foreign Exchange Regulation Act 1973. Okay. See, earlier we have seen that in 1973, objective of the government was to safeguard the foreign exchange. That's why they enacted this regulation, Foreign Exchange Regulation Act. But after 1991, we know that various globalization scheme, etc., was implemented in India. Multinational companies started coming. Okay, after 1991, this liberalization, privatization, globalization program. Okay, so after that, the FERA was becoming redundant in India. Okay, because it was having various regulations. That's why what it was decided. It was decided that in order to relax the controls on foreign exchange in India, new act should be implemented, which is known as FEMA. Okay, instead of regulation, now it is management. Now there is a difference. See, regulating means controlling. Management means promoting the development by taking some proper control. Okay, both are different. Regulating means you are imposing some strict restrictions on somebody, but managing means you will impose recession, but at the same time you will take care that there is no this difficulty for import, export, transaction, foreign transaction, etc. Okay, FEMA served to make the transactions for external trade easier. Okay, involving current account for external trade and no longer required RBI's permission. This is a very important thing. In FERA, we have seen that all the permissions will require RBI, all the transaction will require RBI's permission. But in FEMA, there are three categories, that is current account transaction, capital account transaction, and prohibited. Okay. So if your transaction is coming under current account, that is export, import, okay, remittances for some educational purpose, etc., that will be under current account category list. For that, RBI's permission is not required. Okay, if your transaction is coming under current account, like export import, which is a regular transaction, no? So it will become a current account activity. For such activity, RBI's permission is not required under FEMA. So this made the transaction easier. Okay. What is the applicability of Act? This you should remember. FEMA Act applies to whole country. It is an act by Parliament of India, so it is a central act. If any act is a central act, it will apply to whole country. Okay. And to branches, agencies, body corporates operating outside India, owned or controlled by Indian resident, and also to branches operating in India also it will apply. But you understand only it will apply to whole country. because it is a central legislation. So in India, there is two systems, no? Federal. That is, one is the central and one is the state. If any act is passed by the state government, it will apply to that state only. If it is passed by state legislature, if any act, it will apply to state. And if any act is passed by the central government, Parliament of India, it will apply to whole country. Okay. What is the main objective of the FEMA? We know that every act will have some objective. So objective of FEMA is to facilitate foreign trade and to encourage systematic development and maintenance of forex market in country. FERA objective was regulating the foreign exchange, but FEMA objective is to facilitating the foreign trade and encourage the systematic development and maintenance of forex market in the country. Okay. So you will see the structure of the FEMA. It is having total 7 chapters. So FEMA Act, Foreign Exchange Management Act, is having 7 chapters divided into 49 sections. Okay. So first 12 sections deal with the operational part. That is for what transaction foreign exchange is permitted, etc. Okay, like we have seen, current account transaction, capital account transaction, and prohibited lists are there. So first 12 sections will deal about that part. The remaining 37 sections cover with penalties, contravention, appeals, adjudication, etc. Okay, if somebody commits some offense under Foreign Exchange Act, so he has purchased or sold foreign exchange for some illegal purpose or prohibited purpose, it will be known as contravention. Means you are going against the act. If you go against that, it is known as contravention. The act is saying don't do this activity, but you are doing that thing only. Then it will amount to contravention. If you contravene any act, you will be liable to pay penalty, interest, punishment, etc. will be there. Okay. Now, in India, we follow the system of natural justice. So nobody will be given any punishment without giving opportunity of being heard, etc. Okay, before giving any punishment, that person will also be given chance to say his point also. And always he can appeal to higher authorities. Okay, that is known as appeal. So if some lower officer has given some punishment, there is always provision in all the act that you can go to the higher authority. Okay, that is known as appeal. That the punishment given to me is wrong. You can always apply to higher authorities. Okay, that procedure is known as appeals and adjudication. Clear? Okay, in India, there is a provision to go up to Supreme Court. You can go up to Supreme Court also. So if you feel that punishment given to you is wrong, you can always go up to the Supreme Court. But step by step only you can go, not directly. For example, if you will take an income tax, first there will be the income tax officer, that is known as assessing officer. If he is giving some punishment, you can go to the Commissioner Income Tax Appeals. Okay. If you feel that his order is also not correct, you can go to tribunal, Income Tax Appellated Tribunal. If you feel that their order is also not correct, you can go to High Court. Even you feel that High Court is not given correct order, you can go to the Supreme Court. Okay. Now, one more provision is there. If you want to challenge the Supreme Court decision also, you can file a special leave petition again to the Supreme Court only. So this much opportunity chance is given in India. Understood? So from lower authority, you can go to the Supreme Court. Once you feel that you are aggrieved by the order of some lower authority. So this is for income tax I have told. Similar procedure will apply to the FEMA also. Okay. You can go up to the Supreme Court also for challenging the decisions given by lower authorities. Okay, so for today we will stop here. Hope so today's discussion was interesting to everybody and everybody understood whatever we have discussed. Thank you everybody. Further we will continue in the next week.